Sound check. 1 2 1 2. This is a sound check. Good afternoon, ladies and gentlemen. We'd like to welcome you from Leota, Kansas, where tonight we have the final round of the 2A Sub-State Boys Basketball Tournament. Tonight we have the Plainville Cardinals against the Ellis Railroaders. Whoever wins tonight will get to be crowned the Sub-State champion and move on to the state finals in Hays, Kansas at Fort Hays State. Now, Plainville Cardinals and the Ellis Railroaders have already played each other once before in the season on Friday, January 25th of 2019, and it resulted in a Ellis Railroader victory with a score of 45-33. So tonight, Cardinals are coming back and fired up and ready for some vengeance possibly and looking to take the championship and move on to the next part of the tournament. Now, on Thursday night of February 28th at 7:30, the final score of Ellis and Leota Wichita County High School was 70-45, resulting in an Ellis victory. And on Thursday as well, the Cardinals played Hoxie High School and beat them with a score of 76-33. So a very nail-biting game there for the Plainville Cardinals. As we prepare here for this game, much of our anticipations are on the table as we wonder who is going to take this match tonight. And it looks like both teams are preparing ready here to call out their starters and get this game started.
Ladies and gentlemen, good afternoon and welcome to Wichita County for today's 2A Boys Sub-State Championship game between the visiting Ellis Railers and the home Plainville Cardinals. Starting on the fifth alternating fashion, starting with the Railers, a 6'3" senior number 11, Kate Lewis. For the Cardinals, a 6' junior number 5, Jared Casey. For the Railers, a 6'1" junior number 15, Zachary Eck. For the Cardinals, a 5'6" sophomore number 10, Clay Milton. For the Railers, a 5'10" sophomore number 23, Brady Biggie. For the Cardinals, a 5'9" freshman number 11, Anders Dewey. For the Railers, a 5'10" senior number 24, Logan Shaw. For the Cardinals, a 6'2" sophomore number 24, Eli Hayes. For the Railers, a 6'5" junior number 35, Carter Bowling. And for the Cardinals, a 6'4" senior number 3, Tyler Copeland.
And it looks like we're about to start our match here. Tipping off for the Cardinals, we have number 24, Elijah Hayes, and for the Railroaders, we have number 15, Zachary Echt. And it looks like we're going to go into a Cardinals possession. Rebound there by number 35, Bolig. Railroaders with the ball now, number 24, Shaw. It looks like there's going to be some sort of thing called here. They're going to call a block on number 11, Lewis. That's his first personal foul of the night. Will be a Cardinal possession now. Tanner Copeland crossing the half-court line for the Cardinals. Letting a play develop here. Good screen there by Elijah Hayes, number 24. Copeland rushes in and tries to make a good two-point layup, but instead gets a travel call on him. And it's going to be a result of a Railroader possession. Railroaders with the ball now, number 15, Zachary Echt. Oh, Lewis tries coming up. Number 11, Lewis tries coming up with a layup there, but ball is knocked out of his hands, and it results in a possession of the Cardinals. Coming back now, foul called on number 11 of the Railroaders, Lewis. That's his second personal foul already of tonight. 7 minutes and 8 seconds remaining in the first period. Tanner Copeland with the ball now for the Cardinals. Passes it over to Casey. Casey trying to maneuver around number 15 there from the Railroaders. Tries to make a layup. Comes down. No good. It's going to be rebounded by number 15, Zachary Echt. Coming across the half court is number 23, Fricky. Shaw with the ball. Under the passes it to number 15, Zachary Echt. Echt tries to make a shot. No good. It's going to be rebounded by Fricky, though. Fricky passes it over to Bolig. Bolig with the ball now passes it out to number 23, Fricky. Fricky trying to look for an open man. Passes it to 24, Shaw. The ball comes loose and goes out of bounds. It's going to result in a Cardinal possession, Railroader possession. Shaw looking for someone to pass into. Passes a long shot to Fricky. Fricky over to number 15, Zachary Echt. Eck gives it back to Fricky. Fricky to number 24, Shaw. 35, Bolig gives it to number 15, Zachary Eck. Zachary Eck with the two-pointer. Tying the score now, 2-2. Anders Dewey with the ball now for the Cardinals. Passes it over to number 10, Clay Pelton. Pelton looking for an open man. Passes to number 5, Jared Casey. Jared Casey trying to pass it over to Anders Dewey. It's going to be no good, though. It's going to go out of bounds, resulting in a possession to the Ellis Railroaders. Throwing it in now is number 24, Shaw for the Railroaders. He throws it in to number 23, Fricky. Fricky crossing the half-court line now. Being covered by number 30, Tanner Copeland of the Plainville Cardinals. Passes it over number 24, Shaw. Cardinals playing a man-to-man defense here. Pelton on Shaw. It looks like they're going to call some sort of foul here on number 24, Shaw. That's going to result in a Cardinal possession going the other way. Elijah Hayes with the ball, passes back to Tanner Copeland. Tanner Copeland passes the ball to Pelton. Pelton to Hayes. Hayes for a three, and it's good. .23, Fricky coming across the court now. Calls a play here. Passes it over to Bolig. Bolig looking for an open man. Passes to number 24, Shaw. Shaw back to Fricky. Fricky here holding the ball now on the three-point line. Gives to Bolig. Bolig lets the ball come loose. Ball is then called jump. It's going to result in a Cardinal possession, I believe. Yep, I'm correct. It's going to result. Oh, no, I'm incorrect. It is going to result in a Railroader possession. Shaw with the ball now, looking for someone to pass into. Passes it in to number 10, Echt. Daniel Echt. There is a foul called there on number 10, Clay Pelton of the Cardinals. That's his first personal foul of the night. Daniel Echt with the ball, passes it over to Zachary Echt, and Zachary Echt to Shaw. Shaw driving the paint. Passes it over to Fricky. Fricky from a three-point range. Shoots, no good. Elijah Hayes, 24, with a rebound there. Casey coming in. Passes over to Pelton. Pelton looking for an open man. Passes it to Casey. Casey passing into Elijah Hayes. Elijah Hayes getting under the net. Passing it back to Casey. Casey maneuvering around Zachary Echt. Passes it, looking for an open man to pass to. Passes it to Copeland. Copeland from under the net. Tries to give a good shot up there. But it looks like they're going to call a foul instead on the Railroaders. Fouls on number 23. Fricky, that's his first personal foul of the night. And we'll give Tanner Copeland a couple shots here now. Or excuse me, no, he won't get any shots. They're going to go ahead and have Anders Dewey throw the ball and throws it into Tanner Copeland. Elijah Hayes with the screen there. Copeland to Dewey. Dewey coming around, gives the ball to Elijah Hayes. Elijah Hayes for a two. Number 12 coming across the court now, Jamez. Passes it over to Daniel Echt. Echt over to Jamez. Jamez to Zachary Echt. Casey coming in with a good block there. Passes over to Jamez. Jamez back to Fricky. Fricky back to Jamez. Jamez trying to let a play develop here for his team. Passes it back to Fricky. Fricky trying to drive into the paint. It's no good. Rebounded by Casey. Casey for the Cardinals crossing the half-court line. Makes a nice hard pass to Elijah Hayes, but the ball is going to instead go out of bounds. Chris Dries here calling a play for the Cardinals. Anders Dewey passes the ball into Clay Pelton. Clay Pelton from three-point land. No good. It's going to bounce off the rim, but it's going to be rebounded by Dewey. Dewey gives it to Casey. Casey looking for an open man. Goes around, maneuvers two players from Ellis, and is good for two. And it looks like there's going to be a timeout called here by Ellis. Ethics, integrity, and respect are values important in everyday lives. All these important values are learned by participation or in interscholastic activity programs. During competition, they are translated into one word: sportsmanship. Sportsmanship is one of the strongest educational lessons and lifetime values taught by interscholastic activities. A public service message from your Kansas State High School Activities Association and the Bird's Eye View. Coming back now, 3 minutes and 30 seconds remaining in our first period. Zachary Eck with the ball now, looking for an open man to pass. Who passes to Fricky? Fricky from under the net gives to Bullock. Bullock for a 2, but they're going to call a travel on the Railroaders. So the ball is going to go in possession to the Cardinals. Tanner Copeland passes it in to Casey. Casey gives it back to Copeland. Copeland coming down now, crossing the half-court line. Passes over to Casey. Casey gives the ball to Anders Dewey. Anders Dewey makes a nice pass over there to number 10, Clay Pelton. Pelton to Copeland. Nice screen there by Elijah Hayes. Tanner Copeland passes the ball over to Anders Dewey. And it looks like there's going to be a foul called there or some sort of violation, giving the possession to the Railroaders. Freaky with the ball now, passes it over to Bullock. Bullock back out to Jamez. Rebound by number 30, Tanner Copeland. He comes across the half court, passes it over, long shot to Clay Pelton. Clay Pelton to number 5, Jared Casey. Jared Casey from three-point land. Bucket from Jared Casey. Perfect play there, wide open. Casey unguarded, shoots that three-point and just buckets it. Nothing but net there, ladies and gentlemen. Zachary Ecknott with the ball. Shoots for 2. It just bounces right out. It's rebounded by number 24, Elijah Hayes. Score is now 10-2. 2 minutes and 21 seconds remaining in our first period. Railers holding a total of 5 total team fouls, and Cardinals only holding just 1. And it looks like there will be a officials timeout called here. And it looks like it'll be in possession towards the Cardinals. Tanner Copeland crossing the half-court line. Nice screen there by Chandler Yost. Dewey with the ball now, passes it over to Copeland. Copeland to number 32, Chandler Yost. Chandler Yost from 2-point. Ball bounces up and bounces off the top of the backboard, so ball is already in an automatic possession towards the Railroaders. 23 now, Fricky coming across the half-court line for the Railroaders, being guarded by Tanner Copeland. Looks like the Cardinals are playing man-to-man defense here. And the ball comes loose, and Tanner Copeland picks it up, comes in for a perfect layup there. 2 points to Tanner Copeland. Score now 12-2. Cardinals holding a 10-point lead over the Railroaders. 1 minute and 30 seconds remaining in this first period. Fricky with the ball now, passes it over to number 2, Kane. Kane over to Zachary Eck. Zachary Eck to Daniel Eck. Fricky with the ball now, back to Daniel Eck. Daniel Eck from the free throw line. It's good for now Railroader 2. Tanner Copeland with the ball now. Good screen there by Chandler Yost. Ball is just a bit short, bounces off the rim there, and it's going to be possession to the Ellis Railroaders. Score 12-4. Cardinals holding the lead over the Railroaders. 1 minute remaining in this first period. Fricky makes a long pass there to Zachary Eck. Zachary Eck to number 2, Kane. Kane for 2. No good. It's going to be rebounded by number 30, Tanner Copeland. The ball's going to be stripped from his hand. There's a 2 made by Zachary Eck. Casey with the ball now. Gives it to number 10, Pelton. Pelton gives it back to Casey. Casey here. Good screen there by Yost. Casey gives the ball to Pelton. Pelton coming around the three-point line. Goes in, drives into the paint. Out to Casey. Back. Casey driving in. Almost there. Gets his own rebound. Shoots again for 2. No good. It's going to be rebounded by Casey again. Now rebounded by Dewey, but there's going to be a little bit of a foul called here. And it's going to be possession of the Cardinals. Andrew Dewey passing the ball in for the Cardinals. Looking for an open man as he lets his people develop a play here. Clay Pelton for a three. Perfect shot there by Clay Pelton. Ricky with the ball now on the outside, being guarded by Tanner Copeland. Trying to let a play develop here as one of his teammates are calling for him to continue the clock. Let's go. Tanner Copeland with the rebound, makes a long shot by Casey. And there's the buzzer. That's the end of our first period. Quite an exciting start to a game here so far. Score is 15-6. Cardinals holding a lead over the Railroaders. Cardinals with 1 team foul and the Railroaders with 5 total team fouls. So far for the Cardinals, number 5, Casey, has made a total of 5 points. Number 10, Pelton, has made a total of 3. Number 11, Dewey, has made a total of 0. 30, Tanner Copeland, has made a total of 2. And 32, Yost, has made 0 yet. And also a total of, let's see here, 5 points by Elijah Hayes. And on the Ellis Railroader side, we have number 2 holding 0, Kane holding 0. 10, Daniel Eck holding 2. Number 11, Lewis holding 0. Number 15, Zachary Eck holding 4. And that is the total points we have for our game so far. Coming back, it'll be possession of the Cardinals. Cale Dobson in here now, throwing in the ball for the Cardinals. Gives it to Tanner Copeland. Tanner Copeland being guarded by Fricky. Tanner Copeland makes a bounce pass. Casey, Elijah Hayes with a good screen there. Parker Crobe, number 2, with the ball now. Casey for 3. No good. It's going to be rebounded by number 11, Lewis, back in the game now. Lewis passes the ball over to Fricky. Fricky with the ball now, being guarded by number 2, Parker Crobe. Fricky makes a high pass over there to Daniel Eck. Daniel to number 35, Bolig. Bolig over to Lewis again. Lewis from 3-point range makes the shot, buckets it. It's his first points of the night. Good screen by Elijah Hayes there. Elijah Hayes from 3-point land, but no good. It's going to be a little short, and the officials are going to call a foul or violation here anyway, so the possession is going to go into the Railroaders. 23, Fricky with the ball now. It's coming across the half-court line. Number 10, Daniel Eck with the ball. Gives it to Bolig. Bolig gives it to Fricky. Fricky from under the net. Passes for 2. No good. They're going to call a foul here on the Cardinals. Not sure which one yet. Falls on number 2, Parker Crobe. That's his first personal foul of the night. That's 2 team fouls for the Cardinals and 5 still for the Railroaders. And Fricky with his first free throw. It's good. It's going to give him his first point of the night. And his second shot is good. Score now 15-11, 7 minutes and 3 seconds remaining in this first period. Elijah Hayes with the screen. Tanner Copeland riding around and layup. No good. It's going to roll out. Ball almost coming loose. Elijah Hayes working hard there for a rebound. Fricky calling a play here. Passes the ball over to Lewis. Lewis from 3-point land, being guarded by Casey. Trying to make his way around Casey, but not able to do it. Passes it over to Zachary Eck. Zachary Eck being guarded by number 30, Copeland. Bolig with the ball now to Lewis. Lewis being guarded by Casey. Casey coming in. Lewis makes a 2-point shot and is able to connect and collect a third one as well, an and one. Lewis preparing for his shot now. As he gets ready. He shoots and he scores. 4 points now for tonight for Lewis. Number 5, Casey with the ball. Elijah Hayes there with the screen, but the man will go the other way, so not a very persuasive screen there. Andrews Dewey with the ball now. He's going to pass it in for the Cardinals to number 5, Casey. Casey. Oh, it looks like Casey's going to be called travel. And they're going to give the possession to the Railroaders. Lewis throwing the ball in, gives it to Fricky. Fricky walking across the court now, crosses the half-court line. Looking for a man to pass. Who passes it to Zachary Eck. Zachary back to Fricky. Fricky to Lewis. Lewis from the three-point range. Passes it over to Zachary Eck. Zachary to Lewis from under the net. Lewis to Bolig. Bolig loses control of the ball. And the ball is loose again. Casey is able to recover it finally. Passes it to Tanner Copeland. Tanner coming down the court now. Maneuvers around Fricky. Gives it to Elijah Hayes. Elijah Hayes is able to recover the ball. Shoots the ball in the air. Goes up. And they're going to call a foul on someone here. They're going to give Elijah Hayes 2 shots. That's on number 11, Lewis. That's his 3rd personal foul of the night already. He prepares for a shot, shoots, and he scores. Freaky coming across the court now. And ball is in for a Railroader 2 by Bolig. Coming back now, Tanner Copeland with the ball for the Cardinals. Screen by Elijah Hayes. Tanner Copeland for a 3-pointer. Bolig with the ball now, passes it over to Zachary Egg. Tanner Copeland trying to strip the ball away. They're going to call jump ball, and they're going to give it into possession of the Railroaders, I believe. Passing in the ball is going to be number 24 for the Railroaders, Shaw. He's looking for a man to pass to. Passes to Bolig. Bolig for 2, shoots, and it's just going to go right in there. Tanner Copeland with the ball now, crossing the half-court line. Elijah Hayes with the screen. Tanner Copeland goes around. Pass it over to Pelton. Pelton for 3. No good. It's going to bounce off the rim. Going to be rebounded by Freaky there. Freaky crossing the line. Gives it 24. Shaw. Shaw gives it to Freaky. Freaky over to Bolig. Bolig looking for a man to pass. Who passes it over to number 2, Kane. Kane back to Freaky. Freaky being guarded by Tanner Copeland, number 30 for the Cardinals. 4 minutes and 30 seconds remaining in this second period. 20-18 is the score. Zachary Echt there for 2. Bolig for another 2. That's his second consecutive 2 for Bolig. Props to him for doing a down and run shot there. Tanner Copeland for a consecutive 3rd shot, or second consecutive 3 shot. No good. It's going to be rebounded by the Railroaders. Freaky with the ball now, being guarded by Copeland. Gives the ball to Kane. Kane gives it to Shaw. Shaw from under the net. Ball comes loose for a second. They're going to call travel on Shaw, however, and the ball is going to go the other direction. Tanner Copeland with the ball now. Elijah Hayes trying to do a successful screen on Freaky there, but nothing seems to work. But Tanner Copeland is still able to maneuver his way around him and come in for the layup for 2. Score now 22-20. Cardinals holding a 2-point lead over the Railroaders. 3 minutes and 38 seconds remaining in this second period. Freaky with the ball now, passes it over to number 15, Zachary Eck. Zachary Eck to number 35, Bolig. Bolig to number 23, Freaky. Freaky looking for a man to pass to. Can't seem to find anyone. Elijah Hayes covering Freaky now, playing a zone defense by the Cardinals, or I believe man-to-man. Nope, it looks like it's going to be a zone defense here by the Cardinals. Pelton on number 24, Shaw. Shaw passes it to Freaky, being covered by Tanner Copeland. Freaky letting a play develop here. Passes it over to number 15, Zachary Eck. Zachary Eck being covered by Dewey. Dewey letting him get around him almost. 24 Shaw from 3-point land. No good. It's going to bounce right out. Bounded by number 24. Elijah Hayes is going to pass it over to number 30, Tanner Copeland. Tanner Copeland being guarded by Freaky. Elijah Hayes comes in with that screen. 3-pointer attempted by Tanner Copeland. No good. It's going to be rebounded by number 10, Daniel Echt. Freaky with the ball now, crossing the half-court line. Being covered by number 30, Tanner Copeland. Oh, shot up, and it's in. Good three there for 15. Zachary Echt. 7 points now for Zachary Echt tonight on the board. Number 5, Casey passes it over to Pelton. Pelton from three-point land. Ball goes up in the air, and it bounces off the rim. No good. It's going to be rebounded by Fricky. Fricky crossing the half-court line. Listening to some words that his coach has to tell him first before crossing. 24 shot with the ball now. Looking for a man to pass who's letting the play develop here possibly. Going around the three-point line with Pelton following him. Ball goes over to number 11, Zachary Echt. Tanner Copeland with the ball now. Shoots for two. No good. It's going to be rebounded by Freaky. Freaky passes a long shot. Hayes stole the ball away. Gives it to number 30, Tanner Copeland. Hayes. Not for sure what happened there. Fouls on number 24, Elijah Hayes, his first personal foul tonight. It's going to be possession to the Railroaders. Fricky coming down the court, getting ready to cross the half-court line for the Railroaders. Looking for a man to pass to. Passes it over to number 10, Daniel Echt. Casey almost strips the ball away there for a second. Comes loose, and now they're going to get possession towards the Cardinals. Tanner Copeland coming across the half-court line. Passes it over to Pelton. Pelton looking for an open man pass. Makes a high pass over to Casey. Caden Vanskyver, 14 with the ball now for the Cardinals. Gives it to Copeland. Copeland over to Pelton. Pelton trying to let some things work around here. Gives it to Dewey on the outside. Inside to number 14, Caden Vanskyver. Vanskyver tries to shoot a shot. It's no good. They're going to give him 2 shots as well. Fouls on. I'm not for sure who that was there. It's on number 3, I believe. Or excuse me, number 35. Bolig, that's his second personal foul tonight. Total of 4 fouls for the Cardinals and 7 for the Railroaders. Vanskyver with his first shot. It's no good. He's going to go ahead and prepare now for a second one. He shoots. And no score. And it's going to be rebounded by Zachary Echt. Freaky with the ball now. Crossing the half-court line. Looking for a man to pass to. Passes it over to Daniel Echt. Daniel Echt to number 2, Kane. Kane to Bolig. Bolig from under the net. Bolig with a good 2 there, and he's going to go ahead and collect and connect for a and 1 there. Getting a third shot now. Fouls on number 14, Caden Vanskyver. That's his first personal foul of the night. And Bolig with the shot up, and it's good. Cardinals coming across the court now with the ball in hand. Ball goes to number 10, Clay Pelton. Clay Pelton gives it off to number 30. Casey with the ball now. Making a spin move around. Tries passing the ball. Hits off a Railroader's shoe and comes loose. Railers with the ball now. Score is 25-22. Railers with a 3-point lead over the Cardinals. 27 seconds remaining in this first half. Kane with the ball now, looking for a man to pass to. Passes it over to number 15. 15 shoots for 2. Zachary Echt with a 2-point shot there. Score now 27-22. 11 seconds remaining in this first half. Tanner Copeland passes the ball to Caden Vanskyver. Vanskyver looking for an open man to pass to. Gives it to Casey. Casey driving in, shoots for 2, and it's good. And that's going to be the end of our first half, ladies and gentlemen. An exciting way to end the first half. Score 27-24. Plainville Cardinals holding a total of 5 team fouls, and the Railroaders holding a total of 7. We'll have a 10-minute break, and we'll be back to you after the halftime. We'd like to thank everyone who's joining us, and we'd like to ask you to stay as we support the Cardinals through the rest of the game.
Sierra Fernandez, 7th grade. Susie 8th grade. Sydney Bierman, 7th grade. Gretchen Ritter, 8th grade. Megan Ricky, 7th grade. Zoe Reed, 8th grade. And Riley Keaton, 7th grade. Mariah Keaton, 8th grade, was injured earlier, so she'll be running our sound.
Ready to come back for an exciting second half, hopefully. This has been a pretty good game so far. Yeah, it was pretty hard. Yeah, that's the surprising part. All righty, ladies and gentlemen, we are coming back for the start of our second half of the game. It'll be possession of Cardinals ball. Score is 27-24. Railroaders with the lead. And we're going to start the clock at 8 minutes. And here we go. Tanner Copeland crossing the half-court line. Passes it over to number 5. Casey gives it to Copeland in third. Or Casey with the ball now. He's going to drive into the paint and shoot up for a 2. It's going to be no good. Almost rebounded by the Cardinals there, but Lewis comes in and sweeps it. Lewis with the ball now, retracting to the three-point line. Passes it over to Fricky. Fricky looking for an open man. Passes it over to 24. Shaw letting a play develop here. Passes it over to number 15, Zach React. Zach React over to number 11, Lewis. Lewis being guarded by Hayes. Shaw with the ball from under the net. Tries to make it 2. It's no good. It's going to be rebounded by number 5, Casey. Casey running across the court here. Maneuvers around some Ellis players and in for 2. Good play there by Casey. Just sweeping in and able to secure the 2 for the Cardinals. Score now 27-26. Railroaders holding a 1-point lead over the Cardinals. 7 minutes remaining in this third period. Bolig with the ball. Tries to shoot for 3. No good. Guarded by Elijah Hayes. Lewis with the ball. Almost has it come out of bounds. Casey comes around. Tries to strip the ball away. Bolig getting ready to shoot a 2, but gets called for a travel. So the ball is going to go the other way in possession of the Cardinals. Casey coming down the court for the Cardinals. Ball is passed over to number 10, Clay Pelton. Pelton to number 11, Dewey driving in. Tries to pass the ball to Elijah Hayes. Goes out of bounds, but it's going to be possession towards the Cardinals. Dewey passing the ball in for the Cardinals. Passes it to number 30, Tanner Copeland. Tanner Copeland over to 11, Dewey to Pelton. Pelton from three-point land. Drives in to the 2. Throws it over to Dewey. Dewey around the three-point line. Gives it to Casey. Casey being guarded by Zachary Echt. Elijah Hayes tries to do a screen there, but it's unsuccessful as Echt just goes the other way to Tanner Copeland. Copeland for 2. And it's good, too. It's not for sure there why there was no block called on Bolig, but they'll continue playing on. Freaky crossing the court now. Bolig with the ball, passes it to Zachary Eck. Zachary Eck to Lewis. Lewis trying to find an open man. Gets to Bolig. Bolig from right under the net for 2. Eck scoring a total of points of 11 points now. Highest in the game. High score in the game. Tanner Copeland from three-point land. Oh, bucket 3 by Tanner Copeland. You can see the excitement on his face as he drains that shot and is able to secure 3 points for the team. Score now 31-29. Cardinals with the lead. Bolig from 2. Tries, no good. It's going to be rebounded by Jared Casey. Jared Casey throws a long shot to Elijah Hayes. Elijah Hayes for 2. And it is good. Elijah Hayes now with 9 points, trailing to Bolig. The highest scorer in this game actually is number 30, Tanner Copeland for the Cardinals. I'm sorry for that mistake I had there. Tanner Copeland having a total of 12 points, just one more than Bolig. And there's going to be a foul called on number 11 of the Cardinals, Dewey. That's his first personal foul of the night and first team foul for the second half. Zachary Eck getting his 2 shots now. He shoots his first one up, and it is good. He'll prepare now for his second one. He gets ready, shoots a shot, and his second one no good. It's going to be rebounded by Copeland of Cardinals. Ball comes flying out of the air for a minute, but it's going to go ahead and go in possession of the Cardinals. Throwing in the ball will be number 11, Anders Dewey. Anders Dewey throws it to Elijah Hayes. Elijah Hayes to Casey. Casey to Pelton. Pelton from three-point land. Three-pointer by Clay Pelton. Perfect shot there. Freaky coming across the half-court line now, being guarded by Tanner Copeland. Freaky passes the ball in to Zachary Eck. Cardinals playing a man-to-man defense here. having a tight hold on the Railroaders. 15 shoots, no good. Ball is recovered by Casey. Casey continues on. And they're going to give the possession to the Railroaders now. Score 36-30. Cardinals holding a 6-point lead over the Railroaders. And excuse me, they're not going to call any, they're going to be a timeout, I believe, called by the Cardinals there. 20-second timeout. Or 30-second timeout, excuse me. Your ticket to an athletic event is a privilege. A privilege to watch students learn on the playing court. Unruly behavior is unacceptable in the classroom, and the sports arena is the classroom. Good sportsmanship is a lesson to be learned by players and spectators. Remember, sportsmanship provides the human touch. The Kansas State High School Activities Association and the Bird's Eye View encourages you to make sportsmanship a primary concern as you support your chosen team. Coming back now, the possession will be in the Cardinals' possession. A little bit of a miscommunication there on the court by the players. Pelton passes it in to number 30, Copeland. Copeland being guarded by Copeland to Hayes. Hayes tries shooting that two-shot, but is denied by number 10, Daniel Eck. Fricky from three-point land shoots, no good. It's going to go out of bounds and be in possession towards the Cardinals. Score still 36-30 in this third period. 4 minutes and 7 seconds remaining on the clock. Casey hands the ball in to Tanner Copeland. Tanner Copeland crossing the half-court line now. Looking for a man to pass to as he lets plays develop here. Passes it to Andrews Dewey, number 11. Dewey to Pelton, number 10. Pelton to Copeland. Copeland to Hayes. Hayes thinking about three-point shot. Instead decides against it. Runs in. Tries to score two, but the ball is going loose. They're going to call possession towards the Cardinals now. Andrews Dewey throwing in the ball for the Cardinals. Elijah Hayes gives it to Tanner Copeland. Tanner Copeland coming, tries to shoot for two. It's going to be no good, but they're going to call a block or they're going to call some sort of foul on the Railroaders, number 2. That's his first personal foul of the night. Copeland's first shot. No good. Second shot up and goes in for a point. Score now 37-30. Cardinals holding a 7-point lead now. crossing the court now. Bolig to Kane. Kane with the ball now at the three-point line. Passes it over to Zachary Eck. Zachary Eck looking for an open man. Passes over to Kane. Kane to Fricky. Fricky trying to call something here. Passes it over to Kane. Kane looking for an open man now. Daniel Eck to Zachary Eck. Zachary Eck tries to score a point there. No good. It's going to be rebounded by Casey. Casey to Andrews. Dewey from under the net. Back to Casey. Casey unguarded from three-point land. No good. Ball almost rebounded by Hayes, but it's out of his grasp. It goes towards Railroaders. Two there by Zachary Eck for the Railroaders. Casey passes the ball to Pelton. Pelton from three-point land. Good bucket splash mountain for Pelton. Excellent play there. Pelton now holding 9 points, along with number 5, Casey, and Elijah Hayes, number 24. Score now 40-32. Cardinals with the lead. Possession will be in towards the Railroad. And then to Fricky coming down. Passes over to Bolig. Bolig being guarded by Hayes. Bolig passes it over to 24. Shaw looking for an open man. Passes it to Daniel Eck. Daniel Eck looking for an open man. Passes it to Zachary Eck. Zachary Eck being guarded by Andrews Dewey. Shoots a shot. No good. It's going to be rebounded by number 5. Casey. Perfect. Strong rebound there by Casey. Tanner Copeland comes down for a 2, and it's good. Tanner Copeland now the highest scorer of the game with a total of 15 points. Perfect game for Tanner Copeland. Tanner Copeland also holds 0 fouls as well, so just a clear-cut, crystal-perfect game for Tanner Copeland. Looks like the Railroaders are going to call a timeout here. It's going to be a 30-second, I believe. Or excuse me, no, it'll be a full 1-minute timeout by the Railroaders. Score 42-32. Cardinals leading by 10. Coming back now. Coming back, it'll be the Railroaders possession. Fricky with the ball now, being guarded by Copeland. Gives it off to Lewis. Lewis coming around, looking for an open man. Passes it to Zachary Egg. Zachary Egg tries passing it back to Lewis, but rejected by Jared Casey. Casey with the ball now for the Cardinals, looking for an open man. Passes it to Hayes. Hayes to Pelton. Pelton over to Casey. Elijah Hayes comes with the screen against Zachary Eck. It's not that effective, though. Pelton with the three. Bucket for Clay Pelton. Perfect score by Clay Pelton there. Coming back now, Railroaders with the ball. Zachary Eck. Zachary coming around. It looks like they're going to call a block on number 11 there. Anders Dewey. That's his second personal foul tonight. Lewis passing the ball in, but rejected by Elijah Hayes. After a hard pass there by Casey, Elijah Hayes is unable to handle the heat, and the ball goes right through his hands and out of bounds. Bullock with the ball, passes a long shot to Lewis. Lewis from 2-point land. Or excuse me, 3. They'll go ahead and give him a 3 for that. Tanner Copeland with the ball now. Screened by Elijah Hayes. Ineffective as Fricky just moves around right past him. Tanner Copeland trying to score 2. Ball swatted away by Elijah Hayes. Pelton with the ball now. Passes a long pass over to Casey. Casey looking for an open man. Gets a screen from Elijah Hayes. He passes over to Tanner Copeland. Tanner Copeland from 3-point land. Bucket from Tanner Copeland. Tanner Copeland on fire tonight. The scorecard here is just beginning to become too long for me to write on. Freaky with the ball now, passes it over to number 15, Zachary Eck. Zachary Eck to number 24, Kane. Kane. Nice screen there by number 11, Lewis. Lewis with the ball now, passes to Bollig. Bollig for 2. No good. It's going to bounce off the rim. Ball almost goes out of bounds, and Elijah Hayes is just going to let it go out of bounds and go ahead and give the possession to the Cardinals. Casey passes the ball in to Copeland. And there's going to be a official's timeout there. It looks like the clock seems to be off here. Clock shows 30.7 when it should be at 32.7. Now that we have that fixed, we'll get back to the game here, hopefully. Casey passes the ball into Copeland. Copeland crossing the court now. Letting plays develop here for his fellow teammates. Casey being guarded by Shaw. Casey hands the ball off to Copeland. Copeland gives to number 14, Kane Vanskyver. Kane Vanskyver with the 2. And that's the end of our third period here. Score is now 50-35. Cardinals with the lead. Coming back now. It'll be in possession to Ellis Railroaders. Score 50-35. 8 minutes on the clock for this final and fourth period. Freaky with the ball. Makes a nice little smooth pass over there to Eck. Eck is unable to connect with the shot, though.
Well, ball for Raiders number 35, Carter Cole, his third, team second.
Coming back now will be possession towards the Cardinals. Tanner Copeland with the ball. Coming in, makes a long pass to Clay Pelton. Clay Pelton from three-point land. Good for another three for Clay Pelton. Clay Pelton now holding 15 points, just 2 less than Tanner Copeland for a total of 18 points. Lewis with the three-point. No good. It's going to be rebounded by Hayes. And the officials are going to have a talk here on the court. And they're going to give the possession towards the Cardinals. A lot of booing from the stands here. I can tell that not very many Railroaders are happy with this decision, but officials' call is the officials' call. 7 minutes up on the board. Fourth period. Casey with the ball now. Coming around. Goes in for two. Ball rolls out. No good. Bolig with the rebound. Passes it over to Lewis. Lewis coming down the court now. Daniel Eck with the two. It's good. Copeland coming across the court now with the ball. Passes it over to Elijah Hayes. Elijah Hayes hesitates with the shot and gets called a travel. Eck coming down the court, calling a play for the Railroaders. Lewis passes the ball 23. Freaky from under the net. Shoots, no good. Elijah Hayes with the rebound. Casey gets the pass from Elijah Hayes. Casey crossing the half-court line. Shoots from three-point. No good. It's going to be rebounded by Freaky. Almost to only go out of bounds. Ball is rebounded by Lewis now. Oh, Zachary Eck comes loose of the ball there. Tanner Copeland for two. No good. The ball's going to roll out. Possession now going towards the Railroaders. Foul called on number 11, Andrews Dewey. That's his third personal foul of the night. Freaky with the ball. Passes it over to Zachary Eck. Zachary Eck to Daniel Eck from under the net. Tries for two. No good. It's going to be rebounded by Casey. Casey makes a long shot to Dewey. Dewey from under the net for two. That's his first score of the night. Dewey finally putting up 2 points on the board. Very good shot there by Dewey. Excellent ball handling by the Cardinals here tonight. All being effective, passing the ball around, playing great defense. Railroaders here down by at least, I'd say, around 20 points coming into this game. They're going to have to get fired up here to try to make any sense of a comeback. The Kansas State High School Activities Association is a nonprofit organization supported by 761 schools. K-Shot and its member schools promote, develop, and direct interscholastic activities to contribute to a well-rounded and meaningful educational experience. The positive values of competition and good sportsmanship for both participants and spectators are continually encouraged. A public service message from your Kansas State High School Activities Association and the Bird's Eye View. Coming back now, we have 5 minutes and 31 seconds remaining in this third period. It'll be Ellis Railroaders possession. Fricky with the ball now, getting ready to cross the half-court line. Crosses it, being guarded by Tanner Copeland. Passes it over to Zachary Eck. Zachary Eck looking for an open man to pass to. Ball comes loose, stolen away by Anders Dewey. Passes it to Tanner Copeland. Tanner Copeland crossing the half-court line now. Tanner Copeland letting plays develop here, trying to find an open man. Elijah Hayes with the screen, no good. Elijah Hayes with the screen again, still no good. Casey for 2 points, no good. Rebounded by Casey. Ball almost comes loose. They're going to call a shove here, and they're going to go ahead and give the possession towards the Cardinals. That foul was on Railroaders, number 15. Zachary Eck, that's his second personal foul of the night. Foul's called on number 23, Fricky now. That's the second personal foul of the night. Cardinals holding 4 total team fouls in the second half, and the Railroaders holding 5. Casey passing in, being guarded by Lewis. Copeland coming down for a 2. Good shot there by Tanner Copeland, topping out tonight now at a total of 20 points for this game. Zachary Eck with the ball now, coming from under the hoop. Ball gets stripped away, though. Covered by Anders Dewey. Anders Dewey gives it to Casey. Casey coming down the court. Passes to Pelton. Pelton for three-point land. Just a bit short. It's rebounded by Lewis. Lewis coming down the court now. Ball almost stripped away. Casey trying again to strip away, but it looks like they're going to call a foul. Calling a charge on Casey, number 5. Freaky from three-point land. And he gets the shot. Tanner Copeland with the ball now. 4 minutes and 20 seconds remaining in the fourth period. Score is 57-40. Cardinals holding a 7-point lead over the Railroaders. Elijah Hayes with the screen there. Pretty good. Anders Dewey from three-point land. No good. It bounces off. Lewis is able to rebound it. Lewis coming down the half court now. Charge there called on, or excuse me, a block there called on Casey, number 5. They're going to go ahead and give the possession to the Railroaders. Daniel Eck passing in the ball for the Railroaders. 4 minutes and 3 seconds on the clock. Coming back now, Railroaders will pass the ball in. Daniel Eck passes into Bullock. Bullock to Lewis. Lewis for 2. Tanner Copeland with the ball now, coming across the half-court line. Copeland trying to shoot a shot, but ball comes loose, and they're going to get possession towards the Railroaders. Or excuse me, no, there's going to be a foul called, and Tanner Copeland is going to get 2 shots. And his first shot good, so they're going to go ahead and give him a second one now. Second shot good as well. Freaky coming across the half-court line, passes it to Zachary Egg. Zachary back to Freaky. Freaky over to Bullock. Bullock from in the paint gives it to Daniel Egg. Daniel Egg shoots for 2, and it's good. Copeland coming down the court, being guarded by Freaky. Crosses the half-court line. Hands it off to Casey. Casey coming around. Casey with the ball, driving into the paint and shoots for two. Good shot by Casey. Lewis from three-point land. No good. Ball's rebounded by Boleg. They're going to call foul on number 11. I believe Anders Dewey, the Cardinals. That's his fourth personal foul tonight. Boleg will get 2 shots now.
And for the Cardinals is number 32, Chandler Yost.
Boleg with the shot. His first one's good. Boleg with the second shot now, and it is good. Timeout called here, and it looks like 3 minutes and 3 seconds remaining in the second half. Excitement, thrills, and suspense all combined during the next few weeks as Kansas high school sports reach a climax. Swimming, bowling, basketball, and wrestling combine to provide the best in entertainment, sportsmanship, and community involvement. Don't miss out on any of them. Support your team, school, and community by attending these sports events. A public service message from your Kansas State High School Activities Association and the Bird's Eye View. Tanner Copeland with the ball now. Passes to Clay Pelton. Clay Pelton making a long, hardy shot over to Tanner Copeland, but it's no good. It's going to be picked off by number 24. Railroaders playing a full court press here, defense, and they're going to call travel on Clay Pelton at the half court line. Two minutes and 49 seconds remaining in the fourth period. Fricky with the ball now. Makes a long pass to Lewis. They're going to call a shot foul on Elijah Hayes. That's his third personal foul of the night, giving Lewis 2 shots. Lewis preparing for a second shot now. He shoots and he scores. Score now 61-49. Cardinals with the lead. Pelton passes the ball to Tanner Copeland. Tanner Copeland from under the net for 2. It's good. Fricky with the ball now. Passes to Lewis. Lewis over to Shaw. Three-pointer from Lewis. Elijah Hayes from under the net. Elijah Hayes now getting a couple shots now. That last foul was on number 10, Daniel Eck. That's his first personal foul of the night. Elijah Hayes prepares for his first shot. It's good. Elijah Hayes' second shot, good. Timeout here called. Ellis Railroaders having a great attempt so far, making a comeback to the Cardinals. Score is now 65-52. Just a bit shy of 10 points away from the Cardinals. 2 minutes and 17 seconds remaining, so it can still be anyone's ball game at this point. Vance Guyver covering Fricky. Fricky coming down, passes the ball over to Lewis. Lewis being guarded by Casey Hayes. Lewis gets a 2-pointer. Tanner Copeland looking for an open man. Runs through, maneuvers through two Ellis Railroaders. Casey with the ball now. Passes it to Copeland. Copeland looking for an open man. However, he's going to be fouled by an Ellis Railroader to get some time to stop here. 1 minute and 50 seconds remaining in the fourth period. That foul was on 23. Fricky, that's his fourth personal foul of the night. Tanner Copeland with his first shot, and it's good. He prepares for a second shot now. And it is good. Fricky with the ball. Passes it over to Bolig. Bolig looking for an open man. Tries to pass to Zachary Echt. But the ball goes out of bounds. It's going to be Cardinal possession. 1 minute and 50 seconds remaining in this fourth period. Railroaders making some substitutions here. It looks like the team is just getting a bit confused on what they're trying to do. Tanner Copeland with the ball now. Looking for an open man to pass to. Passes it to Dewey. Dewey passes it back to Copeland. Copeland crossing the half-court line now. Maneuvering around. Copeland passes the ball to Casey. Casey moving around Lewis. Now Fricky. Fricky and Lewis both double-teaming Casey. Elijah Hayes around the outside now. Passes to Pelton. Pelton to Casey. Casey running. It looks like they're going to foul Casey to try to stop the clock here. 1 minute and 20 seconds remaining. Casey getting 2 shots now. He shoots his first one, and his first one no good. However, the officials are giving him a second one, so he'll get ready and prepare for the second one. He shoots, and he scores. Fricky with the ball, passes it to Shaw. Shaw back to Fricky. Fricky looking for an open man, passes it to Zachary Egg. Zachary Egg with a nice alley-oop there. Casey with the ball now. Coming around, gets fouled. Fouls on Lewis. That's his fourth personal foul of the night. One more and he'll be fouled out. Casey shoots a shot. Good. And he'll get another one. He shoots the second one. No good. Rebounded by Bolig. Lewis rushing down the court. Passes it off to Zachary Echt. Zachary Echt loses his ball grip there and lets the ball go out of bounds. Timeout called here, and it looks like it's a full 1 minute timeout. Tanner Copeland tonight, putting a total of 26 points on the board. Just remarkably incredible. Dewey passes the ball into Copeland. Copeland coming around now. Looks for an open man pass. Passes to Casey. Ball comes loose, however. Lewis grabs it. Tries to make a shot for two. No good. They're going to call traveling on him. Score 69-56. 51.1 seconds remaining in this fourth period. Andrews Dewey passes the ball into number 30. Copeland passes it back to 11. Andrews Dewey. Dewey to Casey. Casey looking for an open man. Passes to Copeland. Copeland looking for an open man, passes to Hayes. Hayes looking for an open man, passes long, stretch pass to Casey. Casey driving into the paint. Nope, no, only to retract. Back to Copeland. Copeland looking for an open man, passes to Pelton. Casey. Copeland. Copeland back to Casey. He's trying to run the clock down here. 15 seconds, 12 seconds remaining now. Tanner Copeland holding on to the ball as he looks at the clock with a smile on his face as he knows that the Cardinals just took a victory, and now they will be continue on to the state championship. Or not the state championship, but continue on in the tournament to enter the state championship. Great job by both teams tonight. Final score 69-56. Cardinals holding a total of 18 fouls in that second half, and the Railroaders with 10. Perfect job tonight by the Cardinals. We'd like to thank everyone that's watching, and if you'd like to, stay tuned, and we will have a ceremony of presenting the trophies and plaques to both teams.
The Ellis Railers. The 2019 2A Boys Sub-State Champions are the Plainville Cardinals.
And that's the game for tonight, folks. And you heard it. Plainville Cardinals are your 2019 2A Sub-State Champions. Congratulations to the Cardinals, and we'd like to thank you all, ladies and gentlemen, for joining us tonight. And we'd like to thank you for supporting the Bird's Eye View over the year. You are truly the reason why we are here. And thank you all, and to all, have a great night, and see you later.